My name is Neil Curry. I'm the Chief Executive of Qfire. Qfire is a data quality product. It cleanses and manages data. We use Yellowfin within our product as the data monitoring and data governance dashboards. It's an embedded offering for us, so by default the product's delivered with Yellowfin. Look, we didn't to start with. We started without a BI platform. And we today do still publish to a reporting schema so that if somebody's already made a BI decision, then we don't attempt to override that. But by default, we found it was a separate decision where people wanted to see the coverage and the quality metrics in a monitoring dashboard without having to go through their existing BI environments where it was different, or actually having the hassle of having to build them themselves. So that's why. Look, it's a good question, and we did seriously go through the discussion of did we want to build our own dashboards inside the environment. But as I said, one of the early decisions we made was to publish everything to a reporting schema and to give people a choice. And again, in any environment, whatever metrics we put there, somebody will want something different. So part of the decision was Yellowfin offered us a flexible platform. For us, it was great to deal with an Australian company. They were easy to deal with. We got the support we needed, and it let us make it, I guess, an agnostic decision where we could say, here's the default. If you need to change it, here's a robust industry standard product that you can change it in. Look, as I came back to you earlier, we actually did build dashboards in Qlik. We built them in Tableau and we built them in Power BI. And they all look good. But we talked to all of those companies, and in every case, for us, because we were a small Australian entity, one, we weren't on the radar, and two, it was difficult to deal with them. Yellowfin didn't seem to care what size we were. We've had the support from day one, both in introduction to Yellowfin's partners with our data quality product, but also in terms of what we needed to get into the dashboards, that just made it an easy decision, and it continues to be an easy decision. By default for us, it's where we start. We don't say you can't do anything else, but our default position is we present the dashboards in Yellowfin and we offer them included with the sale of the product. If somebody chooses to do something different, obviously it's up to them. They've got their internal strategy and IT standards and so forth that obviously play a part in people's decision process. Yeah, look, I guess the first surprise for us was when we said we wanted to do that and found that Yellowfin already had those kind of arrangements in place. So that was an easy starting point. We looked at your ISV contract. And my background is IT, so reading the contract wasn't particularly onerous. It was pretty standard, it was pretty simple, and there was nothing in there that was particularly threatening. From a support point of view, we've had a lot of support out of your development team consulting team in the UK in terms of building the dashboards. They continue to be very supportive, and in simple terms, it really has just been made easy, and that's the primary reason. As a startup, we don't have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of energy to put into things that are not core for us. And having an easy decision put in front of us it's just sensible. It aligns very well with Qfire's strategy. Qfire's strategy is, we recognise that data quality is something people don't care about until they have a problem. So our strategy is to have Qfire embedded in offerings. So when somebody's performing a task, Qfire is an embedded component of what they actually do. And for us, therefore, it was logical to embed something like Yellowfin that's not core for us when our core experience is data quality, data governance, data management, and cleansing and managing data. So it's an easy extension for us to say, okay, well, we need to embed this particular element for us to be embedded in something else. And we're doing the same thing with things like data deduplication, address cleansing APIs. there are so many offerings on the market, it doesn't make sense for us to build them. So we're embedding APIs from third-party data providers for specific things like email verification, phone format verification, deduplication and address correction, which are country specific, so in some cases there'll be multiple APIs. There are two primary metrics, one of which is coverage and the other one of which is quality. So in the case of coverage, what we're looking at is the percentage of columns within a data set that are being validated. We're looking at how many rules are running against a particular column of data. We're looking at across the business, whether it's by department, finance, sales, inventory, how much is being validated within each of those sectors. And then at the quality level, we're looking at things like, okay, where employee ID is a common element, is it being validated in every single department? And how are those different departments scoring on those individual elements? We're also looking at things like how much data is missing, how much data is within standard deviations or ranges, and those are the quality type metrics. And part of what it's being used to do is communicate across an organisation where quality varies between departments. I'll give you a simple example. There's one client we're talking to at the moment. They capture 13 critical pieces of information across the organisation. They want to understand how the different areas of their organisation, as they onboard customer data, are actually performing from a quality perspective, because it then allows them to take a look at their whole governance process around what they're changing with respect to onboarding processes, systems that support the onboarding process, but also at the back end level in terms of customer value, how accurate that information is that they're actually capturing. You know, look, we've had a great experience. In fact, Glenn Raby, your CEO, introduced us to our first Australian partner. So right when we were early days as a startup, Glenn was completely supportive and introduced us to the first couple of partners that we had in Australia. So we've had a great relationship with Yellowfin.